Uh-oh, it looks like we're in for another controversial subject. Oh wait, no, never mind. No, this one should be alright. Or is it? Greetings fellow Vita fans, this is James with PS Vita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. So today I wanted to make a video that surprisingly I've never made in the 5 years I've been doing YouTube for. Lazy. That's probably why, so I thought I would just remedy that. Here are my top reasons why I personally feel the PS Vita still holds up even to this day. And you know, just general awesome things about it. But I gotta ask, why do you all think that the PS Vita holds up even now in the year 2022? Make sure to leave me your thoughts down below. So let us begin, of course, in no particular order here. I always say that to cover my butt, because my butt needs covering. First off, starts with remote play. Now I know that we live in a day and age where remote play with different platforms is kind of, well, it's kind of the norm. But back when the PS Vita first came out, it wasn't quite as a thing as it is now. I was looking at the PS Vita's boots back in those days. I don't know how that works either. And that was a really huge selling point for a lot of people, me included. What? You mean to say that we could remote play on our PS4 and is sort of on our PS3? Honestly, I was never able to get it to work very good. But yeah, that's actually a thing? You mean to say that we can play some of these ginormous PS4 games that were otherwise not available on the PS Vita, so long as we had a decent enough Wi-Fi connection? Whoa, heck, sign me up! So yeah, it was a pretty big deal. In fact, despite it all, even though Sony is no longer supporting the PS Vita, it is at the very least nice to see that they're still carrying on its spirit by offering remote play via other devices. Yeah, I know. That was really painful for me to hear too. On to the next one. Whew. Okay, I think my heart's alright. So let's talk about number 2 now. And what exactly is number 2 going to be? Why, none other than cross-buy. Yeah, sticking with the same vein as the whole remote play feature between systems, cross-buy was another ginormous step for Sony back in the day. Oh, and believe me, my pocketbook was especially very grateful. In an era where we live where all of these big console corporations want us to keep buying the same game over and over again via different platforms, Sony actually took a different approach back in the day and let you buy a game and then let that carry over to multiple platforms, which started off with the whole PS3 to PS Vita thing. Yeah, unlike remote play, at least I got that to work on the PS3. If you bought certain games, such as I remember Sly Cooper Thieves in Time on the PS3, then you would automatically get the PS Vita version and vice versa. And how sweet it is. Even to this day, it blows me away that a company would do something like that, because they're essentially hurting their own pockets by not making us double dip multiple times. In fact, there are some game devs out there that have really ran with this idea. Did you know that certain titles such as Shakedown Hawaii are available on the PS3, the PS4, the PS5, and the PS Vita, all for the low price of just one singular MSRP price? See, now this video's avatar of the dude feeling his face makes sense. That's not something you see every day, and I am really so happy that Sony stuck with it for as long as they did. And even though now the future of cross-buy, it's a little bit more muddied now with all of these PS Plus tier systems and all that, but even still, that was something that was way ahead of its time, and thankfully, because the PS Vita store is still open, knock on wood, hopefully that doesn't get taken away from us anytime soon, it's still a feature that we can take advantage of even now in 2022. Alright, so my next choice here, and probably something that's not as obvious as the other two that I mentioned, but cartridges. Yeah, it's kind of something we all take for granted, right? At least in the realm of physical media, because when I first saw this, I was so happy. I mean, it's not like I run amok downtown like I usually do, but it was still pretty awesome. Right, I forget you heard that. As much as I did love the good old PSP and its UMDs, those UMDs unfortunately were optical media, and optical media has moving parts, and what do moving parts do? They eventually break down. Whereas with cartridges, there's no moving parts, thus your chances of the system having a lot longer of a shelf life are increased, like dramatically. Heck, my old N64 from back in 1997 still works, for goodness sake. Though it probably requires a good dusting inside, and since that means manual labor, I'm probably not gonna get around to it. So I was so happy that Sony decided to go with this decision for a cartridge-based system. And even to this day, most of these game companies still choose to go with optical media when it comes to their physical titles. I think think Nintendo now, like with the Switch and their handhelds, is the only one that's kind of veered off from that. I think my only minor complaint is that I wish that these PS Vita cartridges held a little bit more data than the whole 4GB thing. Would have helped to improve some games without having to download digital patches or missing content. But oh well, as it stands, it was still an awesome choice on Sony's part. Did I really just say that? Reason number 4, which is simultaneously probably its most popular reason, yet most controversial at the same time: hacking it. It's an obvious choice because most people who are probably no doubt buying a PS Vita currently are doing so solely to hack it. It's one of the most popular things about it these days. Yet it's kind of controversial at the same time because not everybody is into hacking their systems, and thus it's not something that everybody is going to have access to or even has an interest in. Man, even when I try to make my videos non-controversial, I still make them controversial. But I will say one thing: if you are into hacking your PS Vita, oh boy is it ever going to open up a world of possibilities for you. And no, it can't make you Julian fries or anything like that, but it's still pretty cool. You can overclock it to give it better performance, which helps improve a ton of games that before had frame rate issues on the platform. Like with such titles as Excel World vs Sword Art Online. It's actually bearable to play now. You can apply Vita graphics to PSP games, making them look more like Vita games. And do I even have to mention just what a powerhouse this handheld is when it comes to emulation? You can emulate anything from the good old Nintendo Entertainment System to the Neo Geo, Sega Genesis, and the list goes on. MAME is one of my personal favorites because I'll always be an arcade guy. Cue in that beautiful footage of that dude touching his face right now. And even recently, even Dreamcast emulation became a thing on it. So as time goes on, there's just going to be so much available to a hacked PS Vita that, well, as mentioned before, it opens up a world of possibilities for it. And well, those are just some of my personal top reasons why I think the PS Vita still holds up, which says a lot considering that this handheld came out back in 2011, 2012, depending on what region you're in, and is still getting supported by the community even to this day. But guys, I'd love to know, what's your favorite thing about the PS Vita? Why do you think it still holds up even to this day? And if I say that phrase one more time, my head's probably going to explode. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. This video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous supporters who help make this content possible. So a huge thank you goes out to Airkick72, Legion21, Rendi Azadets, Wathorga, B Mystery, Zakrito, Alan Iwazuk, Reiko Star, Shin Snake, Arashi, Milk Sama, Mishuga 360, Bushin Ryu Cat, Berserker Games, Hero Acer, BMF, Phantom XRS, Gutter Drums, Adam Sony, Claimer Malarkey, Saul Ramirez, Hemdall Imbert, PS Vita S, VG Legends, Kyle Brooks, Richard Cruz, Jared Hado, JR, Joseph Shavak, Kevin Enright, Silica, Jelle, Heston Joseph, Per Sterner, H-Hitter, Crazy Cat, Adam Thury, Wendy K, Michael O'Connor, Rodrigo Vera, Sculpture Tugol TCG, David Ray, Buzz Sayin, Hector Gonzalez, Franz Hartle, Chris Foxhound, Rizal Pliskin, Kayonko, Oridri, 1488 Dental, Burzin Mystery, No Good, Azumara, Juan M. Hermosillo, Lacerated 87, Nintendo Switch at 2 AM, Eric DeWitt, Donut Valley, Tasha Monty, Starlight Mirror, Ricardo Martinez, Mazgus, PSP Guru, Dr. Super Artie, Matt Hargett, Jamie, and Sabin Fire. And a huge thank you to Blaine Locklear, Michael Marchand, and Thomas Cremette for the recent outside donations. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and gaining access to a number of perks, including having your name featured on the end credits of these videos, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. I also have some affiliate links from both Amazon and PlayAsia for anyone who is interested in purchasing something from them. Basically, the way it works is so long as you use one of those links to just access their website, then anything you purchase afterwards, a small commission will go to help support this content at no extra cost to you, the consumer. I also have channel merchandise available, and of course, as always, likes and shares can help equally as much. Whoa, did you guys notice something? I actually complimented Sony in this video. Well, it's official now. We're all doomed.